Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at the Man of Steel issue 4 of 6. This is a miniseries by Brian Michael Bendis with Kevin Maguire and Jason Fabok on art, Alex Sinclair colors, Josh Reed letters, Ivan Reyes, Joe Prado and Sinclair cover, Jessica Chen associate editor, Michael Cotton editor, Brian Cunningham group ed. Cover's a lie, it doesn't happen, just like last time. Just like issue 2. We start off with Rogol fighting with Kara and Superman, and it goes on for several pages. They're definitely dragging this out now. I don't know why this couldn't be a 4-issue miniseries and just kind of get more to the point. We learn that he's somehow using the yellow sun, which he doesn't seem to be used to. Superman kind of scans the area. We see his eyes turn blue. They don't really explain that. Whatever. I assume it's his X-ray vision or something. Then we learn who was piloting the weird head ship that took Lois and John. And that art scene is really well done, actually, because it's from another issue, I think, is why. And that is, I believe, Fabok's work. But the rest of the art is kind of mediocre. It's got that kind of retro pop look that I absolutely hate, because it's not retro and it's not pop and it looks kind of stupid. Well, Green Lantern shows up. We have kind of that sequence that we saw in Action Comics 1000, where this guy jabs Clark in the chest, but his uniform's not torn or anything, so I don't know if it really happened or not, but he knocked out Clark, and Green Lantern shows up to say he scanned the area but can't find him, and then they talk about how Rogol used the word cleansing, and he said, okay, well, we're gonna have to notify the Guardians, because this guy's talking about cleansing the galaxy of the Kryptonian plague and all this, and Kara takes off to look for Rogol, and Clark goes back to the Fortress of Solitude where he meets Rogol, and Superman is very unhappy. There's a kind of stunted conversation between the two of them, and then a cliffhanger ending. This felt like a really dragged out issue. Like, this entire issue probably is extraneous and could have been cut almost entirely from the series, except for 2 pages with Hal Jordan. Pretty ineffectual overall. So I was a little disappointed with that. It was an okay issue, just a bunch of talking, most of which was irrelevant and unnecessary, like Bendis tends to do, but it's definitely written toward the trade paperback, and it really felt it in this issue, because instead of feeling like you're progressing as a story, you get more middle story, which would be fine if you're reading it all at once, but I'm not reading it all at once, I'm reading it dragged out. And I don't know why the misleading cover is there. That's just kind of insulting, because it really, when you see the covers for the first 5 issues, it really has the feeling that they're going to retell like the past and origin of Superman and kind of bring you up to speed on what is canon, and that's absolutely not what's happening here. So I'm very disappointed with that. I feel very misled with the entire miniseries. These would be just regular issues in any other circumstances other than signing a big name like Bendis. And that's what they're doing, is they're hyping up the fact that they have Brian Michael Bendis on the books. The editors have definitely reined him in a lot, but it was a pretty tepid issue, and it felt very mediocre and half-hearted. And there is a couple instances of forced swearing. Like, you really need to kind of make these a little bit more like T for teen, and they're feeling a little more adult-oriented, and I really don't like that. The fake forced swearing is lazy writing, and it's really not going to draw in younger readers, because adults aren't going to have that for their kids. But yeah, I'm just disappointed with this series so far. It has a good concept with a really mediocre execution, and quite honestly, it feels like this entire miniseries is just a publicity stunt, and the paper quality is not as good as I would like. So the art's pretty mediocre, the writing's okay, it's just aimed at, just release a trade paperback and get it over with, okay? Don't drag this out where I gotta spend $4 a week. I feel very cheated because it's so expensive. If this was like a $2 book, I'd be a lot less harsh on it. Anyway, I would say that it's starting to really lose me. Issue 5's out, I just picked it up, so hopefully that's better, but we'll see. I can't recommend this issue particularly. If you're a completionist, you're gonna get it anyway, but otherwise, so far this miniseries is just kind of lackluster as a whole. Hopefully next issue will pick it up a little bit, but that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing so you never miss an episode, and we hope to see you on the next one.